is the ability to do the things even when you don't want to do, or even when you don't feel like it. And well, why is it so important in life? Because without consistent actions, nothing will matter. For the simple reason that basically, let's say you have hard days, you're struggling, you don't want to do the things. So what will happen? That you will skip. You skip once, you skip twice, and then you don't do what you're supposed to do. Everyone's want a better life, everyone's want different results. Of course, how many people though are not able, are willing to put in the plate the sacrifice that are required in order to achieve their goals? And this is in any area, like it doesn't matter if it's fitness, if it's in the university, if it's work related, anything. When I was younger, to be honest, I wasn't disciplined at all. Now I don't consider myself very disciplined, even though people are saying the opposite. Of course, because every one of us basically in the inner mind unconsciously grew up with different let's say mental loop. My one was like the insecurity one, like doesn't matter how much effort I put, I tend to see more the negative, and this is quite normal, to be honest. I can see this quite often around me. The point is that I need a huge amount of proof in order to believe the opposite. Other people simply instead, they believe just they are great, doesn't matter the proof they have. But the point is, at the end of the day, both sides will succeed just if they do consistent actions. So it doesn't matter if you believe you're good or you believe you're not good. How much effort, how many actions are you putting in order to go towards your goal? This is probably the most important thing, because everything gets harder at some point. It doesn't matter how you start, but of course, in order to achieve bigger and bigger goals, well, you need to put more and more effort, and that's totally normal, I would say, for the simple reason that all the easy stuff are already achieved, and if it was easy, everyone would have done that, isn't it? In fact, nowadays we live in a very comfortable era where all the basic stuff are pretty much covered, at least in the developed countries. And that's good in a certain way. But of course, this led to a lot of comfort. Comfort quite often though will lead to the opposite, because when we are comfortable, basically what happens is that we tend to desire to just keep on going, to chill down, etc. And on the long term, of course, this has the side effect of getting feedback loops, like in a negative way, because we want to relax more and more, to the point that well, then everything looks harder. This is the side effect of the comfort. On the other side, discipline does exactly the opposite. So we start with little tiny sacrifices that can be huge from a perspective, from an inner perspective, but slowly they become easier and easier. It's literally the opposite. And this is the power of discipline. With consistent actions, all the things that we will do basically will become easier. Of course, they don't become easier. Actually, they become much harder. But the point is that we become better and better being uncomfortable. That's why I did this comparison, because normally when you are very comfort, you get in a certain way more relaxed, less willing to work. On the other side, when you are disciplined, you become more willing to do the things, especially when you don't feel like it. That's why the power of discipline is so important, and probably is the characteristic that I think every successful person has. Doesn't matter the meaning of success, because everyone has a different meaning for success, of course. But the point is, you need to face your difficulties. Sometimes difficulties are internal, like self-belief, negative self-talk, this kind of stuff. And well, we need to face it. For example, why I started to do these lives, because basically I was too afraid of people's judgments, but in order to achieve what I want to do, I need to face it. So slowly, with my discipline, you saw I started to be consistent, then I went to the next step, starting to do daily video, next step, daily reels, and now almost daily lives. The point is, it's not that it gets easier. It gets easier because we improve a lot. But this happens in everything. Like in the gym, you will see those huge guys, or very athletic, very performance guys. But why? Because they started to force. Of course, you can't force too much. You know, there is balance in there as well. Because if you push too much, you will burn out, and that's normal. But the point is that you will rise just a little bit, then you go down. You rise a little bit, then you go down. Rise a little bit, you go down. Rise a little bit. And overall, what will happen is that you will get much better. This is the point. Like when you see very important people, VIP, or I don't know, very athletic people, or very rich people, yeah, there is of course luck, but luck is just the midpoint, the middle point between preparation and opportunity. That's it. So people, what they do is just they prepare the whole life, they push themselves for the whole life, and when, because they preparing, when the occasions is there, they catch it. So that's the secret for success, and that's the power of discipline. Discipline will make you progress over and over again till the point that one day you will be successful. And well, one of the main difficulties that many people have, and I had as well, is the insecurity of starting in a non-perfect way. I understand this is like a very bad self-belief that will stop you to start as well, because you think you need to improve. But if you don't start, you can't improve. Oh yeah, you can improve a little bit, but if you practice, if you make mistakes, and you reframe these mistakes in a positive way, like, okay, I learned this, I'm improving, at that point, and just at that point, you will progress so much faster, so much more, that those mistakes will be like, yes, I know, and you will not repeat them anymore. And you know, the funny thing is that if you enjoy even the process of making mistakes, well, you will have more fun, you will progress much faster, and all the difficulties that you will face in the middle, because you will face anyway difficulties, well, they will look like much easier. Of course, in any area of life there are difficulties, doesn't matter, health, so fitness, nutrition, doesn't matter, money, savings, earnings, investments, there are always difficulties, relationships, family, friends, and well, even partners, especially partners, I would say. But even in the joyful moment of life, because you know, when we are like children, we enjoy to do things. Then we face difficulties, for example, other people criticism or comparison with others, and even though we don't look at these like difficulties, well, they are. The point is, we need to overcome in order to get better and enjoy the process. And in all of this, well, you got it. Discipline is the secret. So, if I can give you a small suggestion, I know that you don't want it. I don't want to be here. I don't want to do these days. I didn't want last year. But you need to do the things that you're supposed to do in order to achieve what you want. And if it looks like too hard for you, one more tips that I can give you like coach, don't think about the present moment. think about the future. Like when you go to the gym, don't think about will be too hard, I'm tired, because you are, I know, I understand. But think about when you will do like months, years of doing these things, how will you feel about it? Like how would you feel when you will achieve the goals that you want to do? This is the secret. Every day I decide to post my daily routine, my daily life, like studying, preparing things for my business, studying for my business, acting for my business, and even for my body. Every day I'm trying to post when I have time, whatever I'm doing. Not because it's funny at all, but actually I need to thank all the guys that are with me. And well, we already created a kind of bond. He's nice, more enjoyable, trust me. So if you can have an accountability buddy, will help you a lot. But I tried to post it because I want to show to the people that it's not fun. It's not fun at all. I'm not enjoying this. I'm enjoying the thinking of the results that I will have. But right now it's negative, it's painful, it's tiring, and I'm already tired after 5 hours of sleep and well 14 hours of work. I know it's not easy, I got it, I understand. I always tell to my client, you don't need to, I mean, you're supposed to overcome every time what you did last time, you're supposed to. But the truth is that when I see that my clients are very tired, like today, I tell them, okay, do your best for today. That's okay. Sometimes you don't have the energy, that's fine. On the long term, the up and down, because you will have up and down, and discipline is even in that, because sometimes you will not feel the best. So sometimes you are 100%, you can give you 100%. Sometimes you feel 50%, and you will do even worse than the previous session. But the point is, slowly, even when you don't feel like it and you do less, well, you're going towards a progression. If not physically, because that day you're tired, mentally, because you're building discipline. And overall, well, this will change your life, I promise. I always started my videos at the beginning saying, hello lazy guys. This was a funny joke because I feel that I'm very lazy, and actually I am. But when people see at me doing what I do, they feel like, wow, it's so disciplined. No guys, you probably didn't see really disciplined people. But we can progress, we can improve, we can get better, and slowly we can achieve the life that we want. So I hope this message can be helpful to someone. I hope that someone can benefit from it, and I hope that, well, you will take action, because I know that you have some dreams, some desires that are still not expressed, not realized. And well, that's it guys, I really wish you the best, because I know how hard it is to decide something without having it. And well, I wish you that you can achieve it, because you will if you start to take action today. So guys, I wish you always the best as usual. Enjoy the process, don't be too hard on yourself, be gentle with yourself, because we will improve on the long term. But please take action. I know it's hard, I know it's tiring, but you need to balance between your present self and your future self, because one of the two will pay the price, don't forget it. That said, I wish you the best guys. I will do the live in the Italian channel for the same topic. You see how much effort, and then you will find me live for just a chit chat. That said guys, I see you tomorrow, later on, and hopefully any other day. I wish you the best and keep on going, please.